Dan Orlovsky on ESPN's Get Up had this to say about the Browns after 6 weeks.
Most disappointing team in football. They're a 6-0 roster, and they're a 3-3 football team. You're at home playing a team that's got to travel to you. And I get it that there's injuries on your football team. They got to go to you. They're without their head coach. They got a guy calling plays that, to my knowledge, has never called plays in the NFL. They're missing their best defensive player. And they score on 3rd and 21 to start the football game. Come on, defense. Then they score on 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line on a screen pass that Hop just makes guys miss. Way too many blown mistakes. This defense that they invested a ton of draft capital in and money in, and I was sitting there going, my goodness, they're going to take a weakness into a strength. You guys have played 3 good offenses this year. They put 33, they put 47, and they put 37 on you. I mean, this is a football team that should be much better. And Baker Mayfield, I've had his back. I still have his back. You did the one thing you couldn't do in that game. Turn the football over in your area twice to start that game. This is the most disappointing team in football right now, a third through this season.
Let's welcome in Kevan Arnold from the Voice of the Land podcast. And as I have said many times, I can't necessarily argue with that. I think the talent on this roster is much better than 3-3, and I'm guessing the folks in Berea probably feel the same way.
On paper is the phrase we used all off season. And in the conversations between you and me, Dave, that's the phrase we used a lot, was what this team could look like on paper. And until we actually saw them on the field, they should look a lot better than they do right now. They may not be able to add up to what people were expecting fully right from the get-go on paper, but they should look a lot better than this. There is no argument with Dan Orlovsky on what he said. And the turnovers, the defense, yes, the injuries are a problem as well, but everything seems to be going wrong and went wrong yesterday. It was kind of a microcosm of where this team's been headed over the last couple of weeks. It's just everything seems to be going wrong at the wrong time, and at least they have a short week to try to right this ship before they get a few extra days off.
Yeah, and yesterday was really by the beginning of the fourth quarter. Yesterday was the first time this season that they really, you didn't feel like they had a chance to come back. I mean, the way the game was going, they had turned the ball over. You were kind of going, it's not their week this week.
Watching that game, I just felt disconnected towards the end of that game and in the fourth quarter, Dave. It just, like you said, it never really felt like they had a chance as you got down to the end. The crucial drive was when the defense was able to get a 3-and-out to start the second half after that Hail Mary play going into the locker room. You felt the momentum starting to swing the Browns' way, and you felt like the offense may be finding something. It's not that you're going to hit a Hail Mary or a deep pass every single time, but when you get big plays like that, and then your defense backs it up, gets a 3-and-out, come back on the field, and now Baker's on the ground two out of the 3 times, or being rushed, and you go 3-and-out, that's where I felt like the air just went out of that game right away. As much air was put in by that 57-yard Hail Mary pass in the half, that 3-and-out really took a lot of that air right back